What is going on, all of my people of the planet? I am that chosen one, and I go by the name D Venom. This is my particular Podbean platform, and it goes by Raising Vibrations. I hope all of my people of the planet are doing everything possible to stay on that straight and narrow, including eluding vampires that are psychic, Podbean trolls, and negative energies. If we can elude those particular circumstances and or elements at all costs, then we have done our own damn selves some justice. With that being said, I have been clean now from methamphetamine ever since November 4th of 2024. So let's dive into this evening's episode, starting right now. All right, you guys, as I mentioned not that long ago, I am that chosen one by the name D Venom, and welcome to my Podbean podcast platform by the name Raising Vibrations. All right, you guys, I am thrilled and happy, and my vibrations are through the roof, and for very good reason, and I will share that reason here momentarily. I hope that you guys have had a blessed day, evening, and or night, and I hope that continues on throughout the week. Anyway, happy Tuesday to each and every last one of you guys. Lots of LLS, love, light, and support of oneself and each other. Anyway, I couldn't really sleep last night, you guys, because, my new friends, and not that they were chirping and going crazy or anything like that, but, I have new energy within my home, and the fact that, this new energy is giving me energy, I couldn't rest. So I got a couple of hours of sleep before it was time to go to work, and, I was on it. Not only do I need more of my job's money, I need to start getting to work, earlier than 7 o'clock a.m. So I arrived at work it was before 6:30. Myself and my coworker was there, but the manager of the kitchen, they didn't make it until roughly about a little bit before 6:30. Anyway, work was fine. The kids are getting used to me. I'm getting used to the kids. I'm having fun with them. They're having fun with me. And if they did come from racial backgrounds like that particular gym teacher stated, which I think is somewhat of a lie in order to make them look good, because I honestly feel like this particular gym teacher said that comment in regard to some black person sitting outside on their phone. I don't see it. These kids are very polite. They're kind. They're, good to me thus far. Other than that, I would be telling the principal on their ass. But, they treat me well. I treat them well in return. They're bad as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but they're not mine, in regard to my children. So I'm not concerned about it. After lunch or whatever, I don't have to see their asses no more. You know what I'm saying? They go back to their teachers, and then after the teachers, they go home to their mammies and their pappies. But I deal with them, about a good hour a day, and that's good enough for me. Or a couple of hours a day, considering I have to deal with the 7th and the 8th graders. But they're well-mannered children, and I let them get away with a lot in regard to food and stuff. Sometimes I charge them, sometimes I don't. And when it comes to the teachers, when they come in the cafeteria to get lunch or water or whatever, I don't charge them. Sometimes some teachers, put in their code and I'll charge them or whatever. But most of the time, I just let them slide with, the food and beverages, because we don't get paid shit as it is working for the school district. And you want me to pay for my lunch after I'm teaching your badass kids? I need this motherfucking nutrition in order to build my system up so that I can continue to teach your badass motherfucking kids the shit that you should be doing at home. I'm doing, and I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid good for it. So I just look at it like that. These teachers are putting in time, effort, and whatever else the case may be in order to make sure that these kids get educated, and they should not, be spending money on food. If anything, that should be coming with the teaching. So I just let them have whatever, but work is good. I didn't have any toe issues. Well, I did. My toe was still irritated regardless if I was wearing sandals or not. Now, in a environment like the kitchen, based upon experience, you're not supposed to wear sandals or any open-toed shoes because something can fall on your toe, whatever else the case may be, or your foot in general, and cause damage. It can still do that, if you're wearing regular shoes or not. The only way it's going to be protected is if you have on steel-toe shoes. But anyway, I decided to wear sandals to work, because I just wanted comfortability when doing my damn job. I didn't want to be in pain. The manager of the kitchen understood and, pretty much let me slide. Any other job or manager or whatever within the kitchen setting probably wouldn't. I brought my regular shoes anyway, just in the event that, the manager of the kitchen said that I couldn't wear my sandals, but they understood that, I am going through it in regard to my left foot and the hammer toe, and, it's causing pain or whatever. And, I just wanted that comfortability, and they understood that. Anyway, with less foot pain to be worried about, or toe pain to be worried about, I was well better off to focus on my job. And, that's what I did. And I got things done early, and I was on top of game, and I was just loving every bit of it. I had more energy than what my coworkers did, but towards the end of it all, I started to get a little tired because of the lack of sleep that I got, due to my new friends and all of the energy that I had built up, having them here. But anyway, I get done with work, and I go to a food pantry. Now, this food pantry is right next door to North Mountain Medical and Rehabilitation Center. This particular place I had an interview for in regard to the kitchen. Obviously, I didn't get the job because I'm working for the middle school. It's all good. But they have a food pantry right next door to North Mountain Medical and Rehabilitation Center called, what is it called? Desert Mission Food Pantry, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is Desert Mission Food Pantry. It's off of 4th Street near Hatcher. The area is a little ratchet. It's a lot of activity on the outside, but it's not about the people and what they're doing on the outside that matters. That matters. It's about going to get your products and your food or whatever the case may be that matters most. All you have to do is show ID, and that's pretty much it. The ID pretty much verifies that you are a part of this jurisdiction, and if you are a part of that jurisdiction, then you will get something. Even if you're not a part of the jurisdiction, you will still get a little something. They won't send you away empty-handed. You will get more if you live in that jurisdiction versus if you don't. Anyway, I went there. I go inside, I show my ID, and that was pretty much it. And I get back in my car, and I drive up to the spot where they distribute the food, and I get my items, and I am highly vibrational. due to the fact that I'm getting, good free food, and I didn't have to do much to get it. And I leave there, and I am through the roof. I'm just blessed. And a lot of people look down on food pantries, but they're there to help. And my link or EBT has not kicked in as of yet because of whatever decisions they're making. So I'm having to come out of pocket to buy my groceries, and it's not a big deal, but I don't make much, so it's just like I'm having to cut corners here and there. I'm having to cut corners here and there in order to make ends meet in certain areas, and I don't really too much care for that. But if I have to go to a pantry or a food bank, then that's what the fuck I'm going to do, and that's what I did, and I'm happy that I did. Anyway, after the food bank, if you guys hear extra noise in the background, that is my neighbors upstairs pretty much living, and whatever else the case may be. So try to elude extra racket the best way you possibly can. Okay, after the food bank or food pantry, I continue to elevate myself and my vibrations by visiting a pet store by the name of Birds and Then Some. This particular pet store is on North 32nd Street, if I'm not mistaken. I have the receipt somewhere, but I don't feel like getting up to look for it. But I do believe it's on North 32nd Street here in Arizona, Phoenix to be exact. Look it up, Birds and Then Some. Now at Pratt's Pets, their parakeets were $23.99, but they had a better variety than what Birds and Then Some had. But to commute them from all the way, I just didn't want my birds to be going through that. I mean, it was about a good 30-minute drive to get over on that side of town to begin with, and then to drive them, it just would have been too much for the birds, and I just didn't want to have to go through that. I mainly went over there to inquire about lovebirds and go from there, which I don't think that I want. I enjoy looking at lovebirds and stuff like that, but they have a fierce bite, and most of them are untamed, and they will bite your ass and whatever else the case may be, handling them. And do I want to go through all that? No, I don't. So I'm going to stick with my typical parakeets and let that be the reason. Anyway, I enjoy my visit at Pratt's, but if I had to choose, I would pick $20 parakeets over $23.99 parakeets, and that's how much they cost at Birds and Then Some. Anyway, I get to Birds and Then Some, and I walk inside, and I see an array of birds that the store owners have. And, they have ones that can talk to you. They have, the ones that I have, and they have, finches, if I'm not mistaken, and finches and other, birds, that, they sell, that are exotic and or the non. Anyway, I see some of the parakeets that I have in a couple of different cages throughout the, store. And, I'm trying my best not to buy one. I'm just looking. Anyway, she was telling me that they were, untamed and a little on the mean side, but I didn't really see that when she was handling them. And, there was one yellow female that was absolutely the friendliest bird. She would climb on you, sit on your finger, and she was just so friendly. And not only was I looking at her, but there was another woman looking at her, and hopefully she doesn't get the bird. Hopefully the bird is still there by Friday so that I can, snag her up and bring her home. But after handling her, I wanted to check the other birds that are the same species that I have. That, the young lady said was pretty mean. And, well, for one, I kind of want to keep them all the same color. They're like a white, blue color, whatever the case may be. But I don't have anything against the orange, not the orange, but the yellow and the green was your typical color ones. But there's something about the white ones or the blue ones or the light blue ones that I like. But that yellow one I have to have, and I pray that she is still there. And that will make 4, and I'm going to end it in regard to filling this particular bird cage up with birds. I don't want to overcrowd them. 4 to a cage would be good enough. Anyway, oh my God, I can't get my words out right. I'm going to probably order myself another bird cage and get me maybe 4 more, and then I'm going to end it there when it comes to the birds. But anyway, this male that I got, I call him Little Man. One of his wings was clipped and the other one wasn't. So I didn't want them to clip it, but he was flying in circles and stuff like that, and he would have a better balance if the other wing was clipped. So they clipped it, and he wasn't doing all that circle. He wasn't, flying in a circle and, whatever else the case may be. He sat on my finger for the longest, and I patted him and I spoke with him and I asked him if he wanted to come home and, be with his new friends. And, he flew off my finger, and I picked him back up, put him back on my finger, and he sat there, and I'm just like, I'm taking him. I have to have him. And, the lady boxed them up, and I paid $21 and some change for them. And now I have 3 parakeets, and I haven't named the other 2 yet. I'm still not sure if they're male, female, or what. But I do know that the male that I just bought as of today, his name is Little Man. And he's so cute, Anyway, I put him in the cage, and he's nervous. Of course, I took him away from where he was at. And anyway, he flew up on the perch and, got used to his surroundings and the other birds, and now they're all 3 sitting on the perch together. I'm looking at them right now, and they're all pretty much comfortable with each other and sleep, and I absolutely love it. The fact that I have life within my apartment, and the fact that this life is giving me life and giving me energy and whatever else the case may be. You guys that are struggling with addiction out there, I promise you, a pet, I don't care if it's a turtle or a duck, a rabbit, a damn pot-bellied pig, I don't care what type of pet it is, something to take care of aside from yourself and your addiction is, how can I say it? It's I don't want to say it's mandatory, but it's just something to look into. I don't want to do anything in regard to drugs or going out to sniff it, or, I just don't want any parts, sniffing it out is what I meant to say. I just don't want any parts of the matrix, because I am home, and I'm turning that home into my fortress, and I'm adding life to it. And once I get it all completed, there will be no need to go out unless I'm shopping for myself or something like that. Aside from that, there really won't be any need to go out and do anything, because everything is here within my apartment. My animals, my food, my beverages, whatever I need is here. I don't need to go out and get anything. My marijuana, all of that is here. Anyway, you guys, I'm just so happy and so blessed that I am able to house life. And, yeah. So again, you guys that are dealing with addiction and or the non, but especially my people that are dealing with addiction, you may want to invest in a friend, a fur friend or a feathered friend or a reptile friend, just a friend aside from something that is human, can do a lot for you and your sobriety and staying away from drugs. You know, animals have a better keen sense of awareness than what we humans do. And a lot of these animals can probably sense when you are craving and whatever else and can comfort you through that. I just think that a lot of us people with addiction need to invest in something to love other than some fucking drugs. But anyway, it's helping me and it's working for me. And that's all I can say. With that being said, you guys, I'm going to end this episode. I'm going to shoot a little video of my new friend and upload it on YouTube. So if you guys want to see him, just go to my YouTube platform. Walking in My Shoes 222. Easier said than done. And I will have a short created introducing him to the world. All right, you guys. Y'all be good. And namaste. 21:21, time of the recording.